Johnson.
Thank you. Today I rise in support of H.R. 4470, and I urge all members to support this important legislation. Keeping our American homeland secure has been part of my life for over 4 decades. Though the threats to our nation have changed since I first entered the United States Air Force in 1973, I am reminded of our former Commander-in-Chief Ronald Reagan, who once said, "Peace does not exist of its own will." We must always remember that peace is a fragile thing that needs constant vigilance. This is an important admonition we should keep in mind because on July 27, 2023, this week, the legal authority for the Chemical Facilities Anti-Terrorism Standard Program, or CFATS for short, will sunset. This means that everything about it, right down to its fundamental legal structure, disappears, including federal outreach and networking to prevent terrorism against these facilities. Now, to be clear, from our perspective on the Energy and Commerce Committee, we should be authorizing this program for longer, but time is of the essence, and today it is vitally important to pass this clean 26-month CFATS extension. American businesses have invested billions of dollars in security, expecting a strong return for their efforts. We should not nullify these investments that would send a bad message to those who wish to do our nation harm, a message that Congress doesn't take security at our chemical facilities seriously. The Chemical Facility Anti-Terrorism Standards Act is an important anti-terrorism-focused program. It is not a perfect tool, but CFATS is an important, unique program based upon collaboration between the federal government and the private sector. Unlike other programs at the EPA or the Department of Labor, CFATS is focused, and it serves as an important bulwark against the threat of terrorism here in the United States. It doesn't mandate the answer or the specific technology, but rather asks facilities to identify their own vulnerabilities and meet risk-based performance standards in a way that makes sense for them. I'm aware that there are those who, because CFATS is a compulsory program for some, might question the value of the current program. CFATS does not need to be stripped or have its mission overhauled. Though no federal program is without need of improvement in some area, but the immediate answer should not lie in trying to destabilize or dismantle it altogether. Rather, the question should be whether Congress has thoroughly overseen the program to understand the program's statutory authority, how its operation lines up with congressional direction, whether it is effective and efficient, and if it has the will and statutory authority to correct deficits or if the law needs to be changed. Because of that ongoing oversight work and the seemingly improved history of the program, I'm comfortable voting to continue it. To those colleagues who are still skeptical of the CFATS program, while
the gentleman's time's expired.
I yield an additional 30 seconds.
While this extension gives time for not only more assessment and for CFATS to demonstrate its progress, I would urge you to see past this as a time to take this program hostage or distract from its security-related terrorism prevention focus. I urge all members to vote for the passage of H.R. 4470, and I urge the Senate to not delay in its passing as well. And with that, I yield back.
The gentleman yields. The gentleman from Mississippi is recognized.